Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning, and welcome to World This Morning with Shaza Hashmi on the 31st of December 2018. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is me welcoming you into the last day of 2018 with your daily dose of everything good, and that is my show, World This Morning. So it's a Monday morning, it's a beautiful chilly morning outside. It is chilly, yes, but we love winters, right? So before we move on to what we're talking about today, there's one thing that we need to talk about. I assume all of you are enjoying your winter break at your places, being cozy and warm with a cup of coffee and whatnot. But unfortunately, there are some less fortunate segments of the society who don't have enough resources to sort of protect themselves from this chilly winter. So whenever you do go out, please try to take some extra sweaters, extra shawls, coats, anything extra, anything warm with you so you can give out to the needy and in return get a lot of prayers. Simple as that. So what are we talking about? As it is the last day of 2018, ladies and gentlemen, whenever you move on to a new year, what people tend to do is leave behind everything bad, everything negative, negative people, thoughts, energies, and move into the new year with the greater spirit and with the greater energy, positivity. That is, of course, because you want the best in your life, right? But what we usually do not focus upon is, we do focus upon communication with other people, you know, making your relations right. Some people try to forgive others, some people ask for forgiveness, but we usually do not talk about communication with our own self. How important is that? How important is to know your truer self, to know your capabilities, to know how to make decisions? This is what we're talking about today. So ladies and gentlemen, this is very appropriate on this day, especially because you are moving into a new year and it is the right time to find out your truer self with these amazing, amazing ladies over here in my studio. So without further ado, I'll introduce them to you. Ladies and gentlemen, on my right-hand side, we have been joined by someone who's been on the show before as well, Dr. Sobia Khatib, who happens to be a clinical psychologist and runs her own business as well. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Walaikum assalam. I'm great. I'm very fine today.
Wow, I love the energy. It's brilliant early in the morning.
you.
It's great to see energetic people early in the morning. I'm energetic because I had my coffee. I have no idea about you. But next to Dr. Sobia, we've been joined by someone else who's as amazing as Dr. Sobia. This is Dr. Aiza Abid, been here on the show before, who happens to be an educational psychologist. Assalamu alaikum, welcome to the show.
Walaikum salam, and as usual, great to be here early
Our
enough.
pleasure, absolutely. So to start with, inner communication or communication with ourselves. What is it? Is it any different or similar to intrapersonal communication? One by one, both of you, please.
Okay, first of all, I wanted to encourage you people because this is a very important topic.
Right.
Because as a person, when we see things, we always see toward the other thing, outward the world.
Exactly, yeah.
But when we talk about the communication paradigm, communication with yourself, this is really important.
Right.
And inner communication is a kind of the thing you can say that it's a kind of the channelizing your thoughts, body, mind, your emotions
Right.
within a person,
Okay.
right? How he feels, how he react, how all the script are, compiling in the mind is in kind of the inner self communication. So this is really important. Researchers say that 95% of the things are piling and objectives are, compromising, or you can say the consisting on any action is related to your inner self.
So can we say that you're not crazy for talking to your own self or advising or
Exactly.
encouraging yourself? Because that's what we hear, right? You're crazy. Who talks to themselves, right? I talk to
Exactly.
myself. I think everyone should. What about you, Dr. Aiza? Do you agree with this? And what is your understanding of inner self?
My understanding of inner self is, okay, let's go back to your childhood,
Okay.
as I love to take you all back on a nostalgic trip.
Yeah.
Children grow up hearing a lot of voices.
Yeah.
Do this, do that, do that. And where is their own self? Where is their own concept? So they grow up listening to others what they are. And actually what their own personality is, whatever is God gifted or whatever is natural in them, that gets sort of submerged under the layers of what they are told. So you have an inner self which is covered up by the outer, the concepts, the perceptions, the experiences shaped and heaped upon you.
Okay.
And as the child grows and as we have grown up, we tend to lose that connectivity with that inner voice. So we grow up thinking we are good, we are bad, we are mean, we are, we are positive or negative, whatever qualities we grow up thinking, actually they are the ones which have been told to us. And we never think, okay, whether we are really like that or not. So that is what the communication becomes actually outward, like Sobia said. Secondly, one thing which I always emphasize is that our society is extrinsically motivated. Okay. And that basically means we do things to help, to please others, to gain approval of others.
Validation.
Validation is from others and it's not from ourselves. Even though our religion says that you do something because it is the right thing and you have to please Allah, and it's more of an inner peace and all that. However, what we are doing is we are doing these things because we are supposed to do these things. So the shoulds actually outweigh our inner, and that actually closes the channel for intrapersonal communication or giving place to your own thoughts.
So, Dr. Isa, you mentioned that, since we're growing up, there are a lot of layers that form around us because of the society. So, to find one's truer self means unlayering?
Yes, it means unlayering.
Okay.
It's a very difficult process, especially in this society.
Right.
We are taught actively to deny all our feelings except anger.
Absolutely right.
So children grow up not realizing what really makes them happy, not realizing what is really away from the social expectations.
Right. So, since we're talking about inner communication, what I think is it all about imagination though? Is it all in your head? The voices, the energies, the vibes, is it all in your head? Or is this also expression as well? Can this be any sort of creativity, or is it just imagination? Like, what I mean to say is a lot of people are into writing poems or, little scripts, or probably even drawing and whatnot. Is that an expression of your inner self?
Actually, expression is a different kind of things comes out
Right.
after the self communication or inner communication.
Okay.
It's there are 3 layers in the mind:
Okay.
conscious, subconscious, and unconscious.
Right.
We usually say that subconscious is the part which performs 97% of your whole life performance, or we can say the actions.
Okay.
But it's an independent body also. It can be a positive manner, it can be a negative manner.
Right.
It depends on the experiences of a person, how he perceive the world, how he learn from the world, how he actualize his, as you say, that the layers.
Right.
Self-actualization is a process of entering into the world where you can seek yourself, where
But
you
Dr.
can
Sobia,
explore.
how long is the process?
It's depend on the strategy how you are taking into the it.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
Some persons comes even in their young age, they can easily explore their potentials.
They're very wise at a very young age,
Exactly,
right?
and they know the wisdom of their life. They are in the way, actually they are determining the destiny and they go forward. But some people are stuck. It depends on their personality too.
Okay.
Some people are stuck and some people are confused and some people are very dependent. And they say that someone will say push to me, then I will go forward.
Right.
Otherwise,
right.
inner voice is not working with them
it's not
inner
loud
voice-
enough.
Exactly, inner voice don't have the strength enough as he is, taking from outside.
Right.
So it depends on the procedure and the learning perspective and experience, and especially the childhood experience also.
Absolutely.
Because it is really important.
I
We
feel
usually
like the childhood experiences sort of build up most of your subconscious, right?
exactly. And the number of your whole processes of works and your action and your behaviors is coming up from your subconscious.
Okay.
It's just jumping. It can be in a positive manner, or it can be in a
Negative as
negative manner. But it depends on your learning. We usually focus on the especially the parenting
Right.
and the teaching style, and especially your grouping, what kind of people you are having in your group, what kind of encouragement they are giving, but how you are giving time to yourself, because this is the time where this is the big era where the pressure, where the societal things are going on. We have number of related information. It can be authentic, it can be non-authentic.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly. But what is accurate?
Okay.
A person wanted to explore himself or herself, he have to find out the accurate way. The
Right.
accurate way is to give first step is to give time to yourself.
Right,
Where
Dr.
you are
Sobia, we
standing.
should come to the steps. I want to, go through with them very thoroughly. But Dr. Isa, I have a question with you. Since Dr. Sobia already mentioned that, I'm so sorry, I sort of forgot the question. So we move on because I've been listening to you for such a long time. So, okay, inner self. She mentioned that there are a lot of people who are at a very young age, very wise. But I feel like not everyone's inner self is wise.
Exactly.
Someone's inner self is depressed, it's anxious, it's hopeless, you know, including me sometimes. I'm pretty sure of that. You guys go through with that as
And
well.
I have to add in one thing. There are a number of people who are generally, live their life with the negative.
Right, right.
Most of the time with the negative thoughts.
So that's what
this is what I was saying earlier. When you are hopeless about yourself,
Yeah.
and when you're putting yourself down, or if you are taking yourself confidently forward, these are the voices in your mind. They can be from your caregiver, your friends, from your environment, whatever.
Right.
Over the years, and they form part of your self-concept.
Okay.
So eventually, you hear a tape in your head. My son, when he was away for a couple of years and he wasn't eating properly, and he says, I said, "Are you eating, doing this on time?" He said, "Mama, when I wake up and when I don't have breakfast, I can hear your voice. Have your
nice thing.
breakfast on time."
He's functioned that way,
So he's
programmed
functioning.
that
So
way.
he's sort of like remembering at every time he would miss something, he would think of me reminding him. And exactly this is how, Shiza, we are doing in our lives.
Okay.
Every time we do something which our parents didn't approve or our teacher punished us for, there's this voice in our head which pops up, "Oh, you didn't do that." And so what do you do about that? Now, how to deal with that? And that's what you said, is like, is it creative? Is it harmful?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, it's, and then secondly, it's a pattern.
Okay.
So we keep on making the same mistakes, and we keep on listening to that thought or that train running
Right,
in our
that
mind.
goes in your head, yes.
And then we sort of fight against it, and then we argue against it, and then what do? We keep on doing the same thing, which we were not
Supposed to do.
Supposed to do.
Right, right. So inner critic basically we're talking about. That holds us back from achieving a lot of things. You know, in terms of communication and relationships as well, in terms of probably choosing the right job, choosing the right university, a lot of things. How to take control of your inner critic. We have established that it is sort of made through the environment and the people that you're brought up with. But again, you're, you know, your own boss, you're your own helper. So how can we lift us up from that and sort of, you know, direct our inner critic towards a positive direction?
It's the main principle is to be kind to yourself.
Okay.
I know what my parents wanted me to do, and sometimes it's very hard for me to do that. So what do? I berate myself. I feel bad. Oh, I'm a bad daughter. I'm this. No, what I do is I say, okay, that was valid then,
Right.
but now it's not valid. It's
Times have
okay.
changed, right?
I've grown up. I've grown older. I'm in this. So my requirement is different. So we've sort of reevaluate all those expectations from us, and we realize which ones are valid, which ones are not.
Okay.
And we respect. Here, parents and elder figures, they are sacrosanct.
Exactly.
So we
Can't
never
question them.
Yes.
Right.
And that is what places the burden for exploring your inner self. So as long as you can understand, and then actually those patterns are affecting your daily life.
Definitely, definitely.
And what you said about, and we call it unfinished business, we call it dramas, and they keep us, the same, make us repeat our problems basically, because we never resolved the previous issues.
Right, absolutely. What about you, Dr. Sobia? How do you think we can direct our inner critic into a positive direction?
Actually, when we come to the academia, we say that the age of 19 to 26 is the peak age where a person can easily identify his abilities. He can
very few years
interact.
left.
Exactly. Because you see that in a pubertal age, many people have the different kind of confusion, and they
Exactly.
detract to their whole destiny sometime,
Right.
and they have destructive
This
life.
existential crisis.
Exactly, exactly. There are a number of pressure comes in this age period of time, and when a person comes to interact with the person who is really having the art to, explore them, to help them, that this is how, these are your potential, you can do it. The positive energies comes from outside, and
You attract them.
emerge from your inner self.
Okay.
This is the basic concept. Then how a person can easily identify their self. There are a number of schools of thoughts where Maslow's, you can easily, you have to
I've
heard
read about it, but yes.
because Maslow hierarchy, there are a
Yes,
number
the
of steps
hierarchy
you
model,
have
yes.
to, go step by step. self-love, self-esteem.
Right.
It's a very interesting concept of
Okay.
self, real self and ideal self. Real self is what you have the potentials, and ideal, what people are thinking about yourself.
What they want you to be.
Exactly.
Okay, okay.
When real self and ideal self comes in an order, a person can easily analyze. Then the inner communication allowed. Then inner communication clear where I
Right.
have to go.
Wow.
Is this good? Is this bad?
It's almost like magic.
Magic.
You can
Exactly.
control your own self.
Because imagination, your thoughts, emotion, these are the software of your mind,
Right.
which are working and which push your hardware, your action, your behavior, your reaction.
Right.
Usually line is saying that mind don't have mind.
Okay.
What you are saying to it, what you are feeding into it, it generalize, it makes that kind of fuel.
Right.
It can be in a productive way, it can be in a destructive way.
Okay. So when you say chaos and serenity lies within you, is it true?
It's really true.
Because, I've seen people deal with situations differently. For example, if there is a natural disaster calamity, if there's an earthquake, God forbid, there are some people who are very calm and probably calming other people. And then there are other people who are shouting, they're all over the place. It lies within you, but how to bring out the best of that?
Actually, it's depend on the personality type. First thing, as I already discussed about the parenting and everything. People comes with a different, potentials, how they fight against the societal factor and everything.
Okay.
Some people are having a very brave, courageous things. They can settle down. Their neurotransmitter is properly working. 50 trillion, million and trillion neurotransmitter are working at a time to, to work, to just give an action, to reaction toward anything. So on different situation, different people behave differently. Depends on their learning, how they plan and script their mind. Because some people after the situation they react and they say, I should do this thing.
I should have done this right.
I should not be
Absolutely.
do because this is my mistake.
Because
I have
the
to.
initial response is of impulsivity.
Exactly.
So if a person is impulsive, he will be responding to all the events of his life, whether they are calm or whether they are chaotic.
Okay.
So but that's very different from the inner chaos and serenity. Inner chaos and serenity, it's a turmoil within your mind.
Exactly.
So if you are at peace with yourself, then you are at peace with the world, and you are not fighting the world.
Okay.
It comes from your own life experiences,
Right.
from your own childhood experiences, teenage experiences, whatever the experiences.
But I'm
you
sorry, Dr. Isa, I'm cutting you over here, but I have to say, unfortunately, you cannot sort of control the experiences that you have in your life.
That's right.
But isn't it unfair for those people who have had bad experiences to have a bad personality?
No.
How can they bring out the best in them?
It's so sorry. I have to add one thing that events, incidents can't change, but your reaction.
Yeah, that's
can
what I'm
be.
saying. How can you take control of that?
Because trauma is my specialty actually, and I've been working with trauma for many years. Now the fact is, we all experience trauma.
Yes, absolutely.
It doesn't
in different
matter
forms.
what age.
Exactly.
Yes, it can be at the age of 1. It can be a beautiful life, and maybe it's at the age of 70. But trauma will be in your life.
Okay.
And it will be what is traumatic for you may not be traumatic for me.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
And that is what we need to understand that. So it's basically very personal. Now the set of coping skills or set of strategies or the way we have grown up with it, that is what will actually help you resolve that trauma.
Okay.
We have a lot of clients, they come to us and they have problems, maybe their spouses or their parents, they have severe clinical issues.
Okay.
But you know what we do? We can't bring that other person in therapy. So what do? We help work with this person.
Oh, you teach them how to communicate with them.
How to communicate
Okay,
it. Because we can't always have the person who actually needs to be in
Right,
therapy.
right.
So, but we can't give up because of that, you see. So we work with this person and we teach this person to communicate and change his life or her life eventually.
So they're sort of mediators between you and them.
Yes, and
Okay.
and basically that's what happens. So in that way, you get life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Such a cliche. So if you have the ability to take care of yourself and understand your own response to all of those situations, you can protect yourself.
Right.
And the main difference between chaos and serenity is knowing how to protect yourself, and not burdening yourself with guilt and self-depreciation and any other negativity that I'm a bad person, I'm evil, I'm this, because we have a set of cognitions.
Right.
And we start labeling ourselves. For instance, when incidents happen, when there's a, like you said, an earthquake or something. So after it's over, you know, then another process starts.
Yeah.
And that process, I should have done this.
Right.
Why didn't I do so?
And that is the longest process for
That
people
is-
like me.
And those are the negative cognitions. And then eventually, if that person comes into therapy, what we do is we change those cognitions. We replace those cognitions
With positive ones.
with positive ones.
Okay.
Because you see, in an emergency or in a crisis situation, you really don't know how to
I
handle
feel like
it.
your mind shuts down.
Yes. So you basically respond at a very innate, natural level.
Right. Okay, I love where this conversation is going, and I want to be in conversation with these amazing ladies again after this short break. But before we do move out, you have to watch this trailer of a very cute movie. It's called Inside Out. It's an animated movie, and this is the first time I'm actually watching the trailer. So let's see. Let's take a look.
This is really nice.
Riley, how was the first day of school?
Fine, I guess.
Did you guys pick up on that?
Sure did.
Something's wrong. Signal the husband.
Uh-oh, she's looking at us. What did she say?
Oh, sorry, sir. No one was listening.
Is it garbage night? We left the toilet seat up. What is it, woman? What?
I'm joy. This is sadness. That's anger.
What?
This is disgust. And that's fear. We're Riley's emotions. These are Riley's memories. They're mostly happy, you'll notice, not to brag.
I wanted to maybe hold one.
What happened? Sadness?
She did something to the memory.
Is everything okay?
I don't know.
Take it back, Joy.
Trying.
Joy, no,
Let
wait.
go.
The core memories.
No, 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 no.
Can I say that curse word now?
What do we do now?
Nothing's working. Why isn't it working?
We have a major problem.
Oh, I wish Joy was here.
We can fix this. We just have to get back to headquarters.
That's long-term memory. You could get lost in there.
Think positive.
Okay, I'm positive you will get lost in there.
What was that? Was it a bear?
There are no bears in San Francisco.
I saw a really hairy guy. He looked like a bear.
This place is huge. Imagination Land? No way. Dream Productions? Rainbow Unicorn? She's right there. I loved you in Fairy Dream Adventure Part 7. Okay, bye. I love you. You can't focus on what's going wrong. There's always a way to turn things around.
Magla Hills, the heaven of Islamabad, the abode of God, a place where you can explore your soul and meet power of natural elegance of mountains. Spread over an area of 12,605 hectares, the Magla Range, the foothills of Himalayas, are youngest hills with an age of 5,000 years old. Magla Hills are home to around 600 plant species, 250 bird varieties, 38 mammals, and 13 species of reptiles. Magla Range is characterized by many valleys, scenic spots, and beautiful water streams, especially in the monsoon months. Famous for their tranquil environment and lush green natural splendor, Magla Hills are a particular source of pride, harmony, and spiritual solace. For the residents of Islamabad, many of whom make it a weekly ritual to scale the various trails to Damaneko and Pir Suhawa. Magla Hills send off its visitors with lasting trail of memories to relish in solitude and provide an escape from the relentless rhythm of life.
Welcome back to World This Morning. On the last day of 2018, we're having an amazing discussion over here, which is helpful for all of you out there. So before we went out on a short break, sorry for the slip of tongue, we watched the Skew trailer called Inside Out, and Dr. Sobia over here says that she actually recommends this movie for her clients. Is it true, and why so?
This is the very awesome one movie because here is a person we can easily see the emotions, how a child modify his emotions, see emotion, basic needs of life and basic needs of emotions are totally compiled in that movie.
Right.
And how personality build up and how sadness, hijack the happier things and how happier things, comes up and just lift up your mood and everything. This is a really awesome one movie.
Really?
I usually, recommend, as I said in the break that I usually recommend to the parents and family that go and just watch this movie, how your emotion affect your life. And this is really, because whenever we just talk, they don't understand. When the animation and the things come in front of in the form of movies, character, they just relate their life.
Right.
And even the children, they got very happy on that thing, and they just come back to me in the therapy and they said, I just love this emotion.
Okay.
And happier emotion is the thing, they usually like that thing.
Wow, brilliant. So, okay, coming back to, interpersonal communication and communication with one's own self. I feel like with all that I've learned from you ladies today, that when you do need to work on your true self, of course you need some time to your own self, quality time with oneself, right? But there's this misconception of being alone that it's not okay to be alone. You always have to seek a company. Being alone is unhealthy, being alone is not good. How important it is to learn to be okay with loneliness, and how important is loneliness to achieve the right inner self?
Okay. Two concepts
Okay.
I have to just discuss here. One, loneliness leads you to the some kind of the psychological disturbance or psychological disorder. Sometimes loneliness needs of the time and needs of your whole personality to compile things. There are a number of information comes over there from the laptop, from the mobile, from the parents, from the schools and everywhere. where is the time where you have to, you know, find the things, what is the actual thing I want this.
Okay.
Because when you jungle up in the mess, you don't find any selective point, you don't get specific toward the goal.
Right.
When you get time and have the, you know, lonely time, it's a quality time, it's
Yeah.
not kind of a lonely time,
Okay.
where you communicate to yourself. You are not lonely, you are, you know, sitting with yourself.
Right.
This is the actual thing, and this is I think I would recommend, yeah, you have to be, you know, sit with yourself, because self talk is important.
It is indeed.
When you just, you know, summarize things, strengths, weaknesses, potentials, backnesses, what is the actual, you know, product of my whole week,
Right.
day, year, month, what, then you can easily, you know, and list things which comes up in a productive way and action, and you can easily, you know, push up for the further life. But loneliness sometimes, it's kind of a misconception of a society. When a person is just sitting over there, why is going to, you know, sit alone? Is there a problem? But asking in a good, not in a good manner.
Okay.
Why you are sitting? It's a one way.
Yeah.
Why you are sitting? It's a second way.
Right.
Usually
It
in
matters, of
it
course.
matters. It does matter, because in family we are not addressing the problem in a proper way. That why the problem leads toward the
Bigger
you know,
problem.
disaster things in a
Definitely.
family, and especially in a society also.
Right. Right.
So
Sorry, so sorry to cut you. What about you, Dr. Isa? Do you think loneliness is unhealthy? Is it important? What is your understanding of this?
Well, I like being with myself, so I would say it's a good thing. Let's put it in another perspective. We all have emotions, and as we grow up, we need to regulate them.
Okay.
We need to know when and where to get angry,
Right.
and when and where to shout, and when not to shout, and why not to shout, and all of those things.
And where to invest your energies, actually.
Yes, it's a self-regulation that you can't do what you want to do when you want to do, right? So we teach hobbies to children. For instance, woodwork, reading. Now, music, I don't consider that much of a hobby.
Sports, any sort of.
Sports.
Right.
So basically, they're all self-regulation and self-soothing activities.
Okay.
So when I'm upset, maybe I like to go and play sports. I like to play tennis, so that, you know, my aggression goes through.
Okay.
Maybe I like to walk or whatever. So you see, every person does some activity
Okay.
which soothes him and takes away the stress, right? Now, some of these are, so the hobbies are actually helping you to work out your thoughts,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So you need to be alone with that.
And you need to have healthy hobbies
And
first
healthy
of all.
hobbies.
Right.
Because you may like to do baking. You may like to go in the kitchen and do a lot of cooking.
Right.
And in that, you see your negative energy, and your thoughts are actually getting space, and what you are doing is actually calming yourself down and
And you
working
know-
out a solution for yourself.
Yes, I'm sorry, but you know, I know a lot of people, a lot of women actually, who when they have, you know, a conflicted state of mind, they want to wash dishes. It's a way to you let it out, right? Okay, since you're talking about activities, there's one thing that is very important in terms of realizing your truer self. It's called meditation. I've never done it. I don't think I'm ever going to do it, but I should. It is very important, ladies and gentlemen. How important is meditation? Because what I read about meditation, you are able to control your mind and thoughts in any situation. Is it true? How important is it? When should you start? And what sort of meditation?
Meditation is like I was saying, either you do hobbies, and right now the trend that I'm seeing, as Sobi also mentioned, we are, you know, in a swarm of information. We have so many things bombarding our senses, especially the internet. So you are always with a device around you,
Right.
and you're paying less attention to the people. Now the device is actually taking away all your energy for your inner thoughts and for your time for yourself.
Right.
So actively you need to dissociate yourself from these things.
Okay.
Meditation is either you can go for the classic meditation, which you do yoga and all that, but very simply meditation we need to teach the children. We need to have them me time,
Okay.
so that it's okay to sit for a few minutes, like before going to bed or any time of the day, and think about what they have done.
Okay.
So we teach them to take time out for themselves, and before bedtime is a good time when
Right.
the parents talk to the children, and before sleeping you reflect on all of this. Now meditation can be, it just takes 5 minutes, it
Okay.
takes 10 minutes, just slow breathing, and you watch your thoughts actually.
Wow.
And the main thing is that you don't judge yourself, because the core, I would say, the rule of inner talk is that you don't castigate yourself, you don't punish yourself. All those negative cognitions, they need to be put aside. Because I'll tell you something, no matter what happens, whether trauma has been done to you,
Yeah.
whatever, you will always have a negative thought.
Okay.
And then you will be angry with yourself for that negative thought, that I should not have thought, because you might want your aggressor dead.
Right.
You say, no, I shouldn't have thought that, because we shouldn't do that. So those are the negative things we need to finish,
Okay, get rid of.
get
yes.
rid of, work through them,
Okay.
the anger and everything. And when we work through them, that's when we are able to understand, okay, it's okay. I was in a bad situation. It's okay to get angry.
Right.
And I was taking care of myself, and now I'm taking care of myself by helping myself forgive myself.
It's a part of the process.
It's a part of the process.
Right, right.
And that is where loneliness, if you're just lonely, alone, and like we have all of these dramas nowadays,
Yeah.
and all they're showing, everybody is sitting, and working. It's not a healthy trend. It's, I am sorry, we must change this pattern, where either the husband is sitting and just thinking for hours, and every shot he's thinking, and the wife, so it is, let's say, pathology.
Okay.
Exactly.
And we are not setting a good trend. On the other hand, you are thinking and you are coming up with a better solution, you are moving on with your life. That is the outcome of positive reevaluation of your emotions and feelings and experiences.
Wow, very beautifully explained. You need to add something?
Yeah,
Okay.
about meditation, because it's a really a diverse field where psychologists usually prefer some kind of the yoga
Yeah.
exercises and everything. We used to do the progressive muscles relaxation therapy.
Okay.
This is the basically designed therapy for patients who are having anxiety, depression, having some kind of psychological disturbances and everything. We usually recommend to activate their behavioral activation in the start.
Okay.
Meditation in our Islam also tells us about just 5 times a day connect with yourself, with your God.
Right.
This is the practice of meditation. We usually just say this is a foreigner concept, this is a Gorunka concept. No, meditation means you just connect your body and mind and calm yourself.
To a higher entity, higher than the world.
Exactly. When
right.
you have to give time to your mind, because the racing of thought, jumping of thoughts, create an anxiety and anxious and hopelessness and worthless in yourself. These are the energies you have to regulate, as ma'am said.
Right.
So meditation is the completely a kind of tool
Okay.
in fighting against the stress, fighting against the depression, any racing of thoughts and everything. So progressive muscles relaxation therapy, there are a number of kind of musics available on the internet and everywhere, and the steps are how you just perform yourself, how you just relax yourself. But I usually recommend start from the namaz, because as a belief, as a Muslim community, every person has the belief that when we connect with a God, he will help me out. I will tell my problem to him
And relieve the pain. Yes, of
Exactly.
course.
This is a big slot, you can say, that's belief system. You just regulate and just inner self connecting of your body and mind.
Right.
It's not a a separate entity. These are mind regulates your body, and body regulates your mind.
Wow. Wow. It's so, okay, there's one very interesting and important thing that I do need to talk about. I, like a lot of other people, have failed to understand the science of dreams. So you guys need to tell me, are dreams the inner self talking to you? Because usually a lot of times you have seen places that you've already seen in your dreams, or you have, you are probably in a situation that you're already seen in a dream, or maybe sometime a dream indicates of you things that you should do or not do. Is it your inner self speaking to you?
Exactly, it's an inner communication basically.
Okay.
What you have done whole the day and that comes in image form in a night.
Okay.
Sometimes a regular dreams we can say. Some kind of the specific dream which comes in an ishara, it's we
Right,
used to
right.
say Khuda Taala ka ishara, some signals from our God, because when we see the history of Islam, there are some kind of things which comes up with the related to the dreams and
Right,
some-
revelations and
exactly,
yeah.
some things are comes up with the signs and symptoms, and that this would be happen in future and everything.
Right.
Dreams impact your whole day. Whenever some kind of the very a dreadful dream or a very awkward dream,
It ruins your morning.
exactly, it actually give you image to something what is happening, what
And then you
on-
keep
going.
thinking about
and
it.
you thinking, and you just have the flashbacks of that things and
Right.
happening and everything, and it creates the same the whole physical symptom as in the real incident.
Right.
Some people are sometimes just dream walking and everything. There are number of disorders
yeah.
are related to
Okay.
it also,
Okay.
because dreaming in a specific time is a healthy way.
Okay.
It gives you an image, or sometimes give you some kind of signal or anything, and you can remember things and you
Right.
just relate. But sometimes dreaming long time and again and again, threshold of your whole processes, it can make you leads toward the psychological disturbances too.
Okay, thank you so much for saying that. So, but towards the end, Dr. Aiza, I want you to tell everyone out there, because it's going to be a new year tomorrow, inshallah, and I want it to be perfect for all of you out there. So tell them how they can bring out their inner voices in a better way to make their lives better, of course. And to all the students who are probably struggling to get into a university or choose their careers and whatnot, how can they make the right decision? Very quickly, a message to all of them.
Thank you very much. And my simple message is, we are based on patterns. We tend to repeat the patterns. So look into yourself, find the patterns, find what is stopping you, because every time if you're repeating a mistake or it's a pattern. So go into it, don't blame yourself, relax and understand yourself. And then secondly, whatever way you are going forward, be true to yourself. You have responsibilities to your society and to yourself. So find a balance in between, and eventually that will make you happy, peaceful and grateful for what you are.
Wow, thank you so much for saying that, and thank you for being here early morning. I know it's a winter morning, but it was so amazing to see both of you, Dr. Aiza and Dr. Sobia. So ladies and gentlemen, on this note, we are wrapping up the show, the last show of 2018, but of course we're meeting tomorrow. So towards the end, I'm just praying on behalf of my team and myself that you get the best of the days ahead, you get the best of the year ahead. All the best wishes for all of you. Do remember us in your prayers and write to us on our Facebook page, which is with the name of World This Morning. We're on Twitter with World This Morning without a G, on Dailymotion and YouTube World This Morning. And the repeat is going to be at 11 p.m. Till the next time, take care. Good morning.